How much for one night with your wife?
$3.
Konnichiwa, what's up? Yeah, I bet you didn't know I was bilingual. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I brought you face to face with some of the hottest artists in the industry in my last 2 Comic-Con videos. And what do I get for my troubles? 80 views. 80 stinking views. What am I, JF Comic Freak? What are you guys watching? I don't get it. Nobody brings you the content that I bring you. Oh, was it because I called you stupid in my other videos? Well, if you're not watching my shit, then you are stupid. But you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person. Because I might not be the hero that YouTube wants, but I'm the hero that YouTube needs. So I had an amazing time at New York Comic Con this year. I killed it. Saturday was my Artist Alley day, and I pretty much met every single person on my list except for a handful who were just untouchable or had really limited engagements. And then Sunday I got to roam the show floor and then really get some amazing prints. But this video we're going to focus on the comic books that I bought and got signed. Saturday was also full of surprises. I was able to meet one of our own, Mr. Why Not Art. He's now my desktop, so we're totally BFFs. I get attached really easily. Just don't break my heart. I really enjoyed my time with him. We got to, it wasn't like a momentary thing where I was like, oh hey man, like cool to see you. Like I like your YouTube videos. Oh, I like yours too. You know. We actually got to hang out a little bit. I think we were at least together for an hour. All you other people from YouTube that went to New York Comic Con and didn't take the time to see me, you missed out, man. Tony got a picture, he got a bro hug, and he just got to enjoy the pleasure of my company. The best part of hanging out with Tony is when we spent an hour just bashing everybody in the YouTube community. Like, it was so funny. Like, I wish you could have been there. Like, you guys would have been crying. Unless we were talking about you, because, I mean, you'd be crying, but mainly because of how hurtful our words were. I know this guy like comes off as like a super nice dude on YouTube, but he's a chameleon, man. He's just he's nasty. Oh man. We came up with some really cool new trolling ideas, so you'll see us kind of unleashing that on the public soon. So just in case you don't believe I was there, I got my Sunday and Saturday passes right here, and my official New York Comic Con show booklet. Now before I get to the comic books, you might have noticed that I'm wearing a pretty killer hoodie. Damn right bitches, that's RoboCop. And on the back, hopefully you can see this, I RoboCop Detroit. And if you don't RoboCop Detroit, then you can just get the hell out. So I'm really excited to have this, and I'm a complete goober, so I would totally wear this out in public. Alright, so now let me show you what I got signed at this year's New York Comic Con. Oh wait, where are my books? There they are. Cheap editing trick. So these are only in alphabetical order. These aren't the order that I actually met people in. But first I got Amazing Spider-Man number 298. This is Todd McFarlane's first Spider-Man comic. Todd wasn't there, so my consolation prize was the inker, Bob McLeod. He seemed nice. I didn't really know who he was. He didn't know who I was, which was really surprising. So we didn't have much to talk about. Next was Amazing Spider-Man number 700, The Death of Peter Parker, signed by Humberto Ramos. And I really feel like I dropped the ball on this one, guys. You know, obviously you know that I'm friends with John DaCosta, and obviously you know that he is not a big Ramos fan. So I felt like I had to defend Johnny's honor, and if I ever came face to face with Ramos, I would give him the business. I was just like, oh, thank you, goodbye. Then this one I'm really excited to have. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 36 from Volume 2, and this is the 9/11 issue. Pretty much got the entire creative team on this. Got J. Michael Straczynski, John Romita Jr., and Scott Hanna. That was a writer, art, and inker. Then this is really cool. Peter Tomasi signed Batman and Robin number 18, and this is the completely wordless issue where Batman deals with the death of Robin. He was a cool dude. You know, I admitted to him that I really didn't read his title until this, so I think he was kind of like, seriously? You know, right after I told him, but Then after I kind of sold him on, like, oh, it really touched me emotionally, I think he was alright. Then I got Before Watchmen #1, Minutemen. This is the variant cover by Michael Golden. He seemed fine enough. He had two like handlers. I don't know if they were like his wife or his daughter. You know, some females that were in his life. I don't know. Maybe he's just some two broads he picked up on Broadway, because that's where the girls are. Hence Broadway. They were like trying to really sell me hardcore on some Walking Dead issue that he did. It was like $100, and then some like Walking Dead prints he did, and they were like, oh, I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'll come back later. But they were like, oh, it might not be there on Sunday, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I'll take my chances. And then I got Before Watchmen, Silk Spectre #1. Met Amanda Connor. She was really awesome. She did the art for this, and then Dave Johnson signed this. You know, and it's funny. I approached him, but I had to make sure because I had no idea what Dave Johnson looks like. And, you know, Dave Johnson's a common name, so I literally went up to him and was like, hey, are you the Dave Johnson that did this? And he's like, oh yeah, that's mine. I'm fearless. Then the two people that I was most excited about were the Chew guys, John Layman and Rob Gilroy. They were really fun. So I got issue 30, which is a key issue that I won't spoil, signed by them. And then this one-shot, Secret Agent Pollo, and Pollo is like the best. You know, it's really exciting to meet somebody you really want to meet and have them, you know, meet your expectations. Like, oh, you know, the guys that put this kind of book together have to be super cool and awesome, and they totally met, you know, those expectations leading in. I can't imagine, like, really being amped up to meet somebody and have them totally fall flat. Then I got some Daredevil books. This is 189 by Klaus Janson. He came in with John Romita Jr. I felt bad because after talking to Romita, I didn't really have much to say to him other than thank you. Then I got this Daredevil book. I got Mike Mignola to sign it in Boston, but then I also got Klaus Janson, who did, I think he did the inking. Larry Hama did a couple of pages in there, and then Bill Sienkiewicz did the cover. So I got pretty much all the signatures I wanted on this book, so that's pretty awesome when you have that many hands that touch it. Then this Daredevil book I got signed by John Romita. He did the junior, he did the art. This cover I really liked, Detective Comics 467. It was signed by Rich Buckler, and he was probably like the least exciting person I met there. You know, if you go back and see my video, or if you've already seen it, you know, I was like pretty much like, hey sir, how are you? And he was like, good. I was like, do you think you could sign this? $3. Okay, thanks. Which is kind of a bummer because I really like the artwork that I've seen from him. So, I mean, you know, there's plenty of people that charge $3 for signatures or ask for donations, and that's fine. But like, I don't know, try to be a little more personable. Like, why are you here? So then I got Lee Weeks to sign Gambit #1. Not much of a conversation, mainly because I didn't have much experience with his work, so just kind of like, oh, I have Gambit #1, that's cool. Then I got this cool, awesome Green Lantern book, #155, signed by Joe Staton. He did the artwork for this. I really like this cover, and he was really nice. He was like a sweet old man, and I actually ended up getting a print from him, a sketch from him later on, which was completely unplanned, and I'll show that in my next video when I show my prints and sketches, but he was really fun. Green Lantern #100. This is signed by Alex Saviuk. Same thing, a guy where I appreciate his artwork in this book, but don't really know his body of work too well. So I really tried to force conversation with him, and all I ended up talking about was how my uncles were really looking forward to meeting him, even though they didn't care at all. I was just kind of like I was like grasping for things. Like in the beginning I felt like I had to like over compliment these people. Then Hit Girl #1, John Romita Jr., because I love the Hit Girl and Kick-Ass universe. Bob Layton, I got him to sign some Iron Mans. This is Iron Man 131. Love it, you know, Marvel Bronze Age and a cool Hulk versus Iron Man cover. Layton really caught me off guard. I wasn't sure. When I asked him to sign these books, he's like, oh, let's deface it by all means. So, and he was kind of like stern in the way he said it. So I'm sure he was joking, but I couldn't tell, honestly. I was just like, okay, maybe you don't like to sign things. And then this is another one he did, 254. Again, just a cover that I think is funny. Then I got Tyler Kirkham to sign this. He did the artwork. Again, just a random book that I picked up at a flea market, but I'm all over Transformers, and you know the Optimus Prime's hooking up with the Avengers in this one, so you know I felt bad because he was like, "Oh, did you buy this from the beginning?" And I was like, "No," and he was like, "Oh," and like I totally felt this like wave of disappointment, like the air sucked out of the room when he said that, and to like make him feel better, I felt like I had to stay there and like give him more of my time. Um, but all I could muster up was just like, "Yeah, it's really cool that they came together," and he's like, "Yeah, it was really fun to draw, dude. Okay, bye." So that one didn't end so well. This was really cool. I got Revival #1 signed by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. I got Sarah Pichelli to sign Spider-Man. She's Italian. I took Italian for 5 years in high school, and I don't remember a damn thing, so we didn't talk about hardly anything. Then I got to meet the Chris Claremont, and I had him sign my Colossus cover of X-Men 122, and that guy was just such a presence. I mean, you could tell he was a natural storyteller. Like, I was waiting in line, and instead of being like, "Hey guys, I need the line to like move and bend around this way," you know, because to ease up, you know, and not block aisles and, you know, ease up on traffic and stuff, he went into this whole like monologue about how yesterday DC was having a signing, and the clouds darkened, and it got so intense, and demons came from the sky and started swooping up peasants that weren't in structured lines, and it's just like, holy cannoli, man, like you can make a story out of anything, you know, and it was gripping, and everybody was like listening to this man craft this tale about why we should bend our line this way. It was just awesome. I felt bad that I wasn't like a better fan of his, because I brought this up and I was like, "I really like Colossus. Can you sign it?" And he's like, "Oh, Colossus is one of my favorites, and that's why I had him married him off to Scarlett Johansson and Waka Waka Waka." You know, and the whole time I was BSing, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a really good move. I really enjoyed it." And then I tried to like sneak away before like I you know, my cover was blown, that I had no idea what I was talking about. And you know, he stopped me from going. I was like, "Oh, how are you enjoying the con and all that?" And I don't know, I just felt like I didn't deserve to be in front of him because I was a total phony. Then another fun X-Men cover, 195, Bill Sienkiewicz signed that. Larry Hama got him to sign Venom the Hunted #1. Klaus Janson, Wolverine 17. This is a cool one. This is X Factor 24, first appearance of Archangel. Got 3 signatures on this. I got Walt Simonson, Louise Simonson, who I didn't know who was going to be there, and Bob Weissek. So this is pretty much complete. So that's all the signatures I got. So I got 3 more books. This was just a free one that some indie guy cornered me and gave it to me. Then this is the Straczynski book that he signed and gave to me for free. And it's Protectors Inc. #1. And it's a New York Comic Con exclusive. And this is cool because I didn't get any other con exclusives. So this pretty much this is it for me. And then last but not least, I only bought 1 book when I was there. That wasn't my intention. Even though I said, you know, I really go there for prints and stuff, I thought I'd walk away with a few more books. But Saturday was literally Artist Alley Day. And then Sunday I was on the show floor, but I was with people that really weren't interested in digging through comics. And I tried to be really aware of, like, the enjoyment level of the people that I'm with. So the only book I came away with was Batman #423. This is a McFarlane Batman. And if you remember from a previous flea market haul video I did get this book for $1. But then I realized it was a 3rd printing. So this one I paid $3 for, but it's a 1st printing. So there you go. I upgraded. Anyways, guys, that's it for all the books that I got signed and that I bought. My next video is going to be the prints that I purchased or that I got for free. So that's pretty much going to be the heart of my visit to New York Comic Con, because that's the entire reason I went there, or what I really look to get when I go to comic conventions. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this video does. If I get like no views, then f*** it. You don't deserve it. I ain't showing you shit. I hate you.